Okay, the word is out. People know I love the Iliad. They know I love mythology, Germanic, Greek. They know I love scripture. Thank you for watching the videos, and some of you have asked me what I think about the Christopher Nolan Odyssey trailer. So I'll tell you. Let's watch it together, and I'll give you my thoughts. What I don't like is channels that build their entire audience based on raging. It's not healthy for us. Go outside, read some books, listen to classical music, do something wholesome. I'm not going to build my channel on this, but here we go. I'm going to caveat this by saying I really like Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker. I love his cinematography, I love his color grading typically. Really liked Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. I didn't hate Interstellar or Inception, liked Inception. I'm worried about this one. Now, I've already told you that in principle, I don't have a problem with people casting a role. I don't think they necessarily have to match the ethnicity to the roles cast. That being said, I also think Hollywood typically has been doing this in bad faith. They do it for rage bait. They do it for postmodern deconstructionism to deconstruct Western culture, yada, yada, yada. I suspect Mr. Nolan is doing this to chase awards because this is what you have to do now. I wish the best to the actors in this, but I am worried that this is done for the wrong reasons. The reality is, I don't like any of these casting choices. None of them.
Tell me what you remember.
Right off the bat, it feels very Christopher Nolan-y. The music, the background noise, the build-up already sounds like a Dark Knight, Batman Begins type trailer. It's classic Nolan. I already don't think it fits the Odyssey. I mean, I've seen this trailer. It doesn't fit the Odyssey. This looks like a Christopher Nolan Odyssey, not a Homeric tale.
A wife? A son?
The color grading, there's no color. No color, no flavor. Modern filmmakers seem to just have this idea of just putting colorless worlds in front of us. Look, life is dull enough. Life is depressing enough. Remember the 80s? Remember the 90s when there was colors everywhere in films? Why can't we have the cars on the roads? They're all black and gray and white. I dare you, go out to the highway. Next time you're driving on the highway, just look at the cars that you pass. Most of them are going to be white, gray, or black. Remember when cars had color? Remember when movies had clothes had color? I like black. I like gray. Why are we color grading this to be so dark? The world of Homer, I imagine the Hellenic world as being colorful. This is depressing to me. The places where we work typically aren't, cartoons. They're typically concrete buildings or dull or monotonous. We go to the movies to get away from all that, and then we just are smacked down with a guy trying to be, I like Nolan. If you're listening to this, man, I like you. This just already strikes me as being pretentious. Like it's trying to be deep. Just tell the story. The story's deep enough. You don't have to color grade it to seem all dark and brooding. This isn't Batman.
And then what?
Casting choices.
We won the war.
You don't need me to tell you this, but that armor is atrocious. I got nothing. There are Jason the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans from 1980. I don't recommend those movies, maybe the Argonauts movie, but I'm going to tell you the costuming in those seems more interesting to me. This looks like RoboCop, wannabe Batman. I feel like I'm being overly harsh, but none of this works for me. None of it. Not the casting, not the costumes, not the color grading, not the music. Cool.
Help me go home.
Cool.
This is a household waiting for mass.
Have you seen the places they think are actually perhaps Odysseus' palace in Ithaca? There's a couple different sites. None of them look quite like that, but that's fine. Again, no color.
I want you to choose me.
Okay, I like Anne Hathaway. I don't like Anne Hathaway as an actress. I'm not trying to be cruel. She did really well in like Disney movies. I personally can't take her seriously. It looks like she and Matt Damon are acting their hearts out, and God bless them, but they don't work for me as Odysseus or Ulysses or Penelope. I like Matt Damon. I like him. Look, I'm not trying to put them down as people. As art, no.
Back. No, he's not.
I do like that Troy didn't have the gods. It didn't have the supernatural layer. I'm glad that Nolan had the guts to at least put the supernatural layers. Usually movies about the Middle Ages or the ancient world are atheist movies. They read their modern atheism into those movies because they don't understand antiquity. They don't understand the belief in gods or God. The world's changed a lot since antiquity or even the Middle Ages. And Troy, it's like you had one scene where Achilles, he cuts the head off of, I think it was Apollo. Achilles would never have done that, ever, because he knew exactly what would happen to him. You're reading your modern defy the gods thing. You're only going to defy the gods as a modern person because you don't believe in them. If you believed in Apollo, you would not be defying him as such. Then you had Achilles then saying later in the movie, I've seen the gods. If you've seen them, if you know they're real, why are you cutting off the head of Apollo? It's nonsense. The filmmakers are reading their atheism into the film. There's no supernatural elements there. At least this. Nolan has the guts to at least put a freaking Cyclops in there. Good for him. But it's so dark.
What would he do if he came back here and find all these suitors in his house?
Faithful sheepherd?
They're pining for a daddy.
Okay, like every other YouTuber, why? Why the American dialect? I'm not saying you can't do this. I think he's maybe basing this off of Emily Wilson's translation. Emily Wilson's translation wasn't this casual. I feel like some language can be more inspirational. It can sort of inspire us to speak better, more epically, live more epically. Why do we have to have this Americanized dialects? You have British actors doing American accents with slang dialect. I prefer for my epics to be epic. Looks cool, no color.
After your wife and son.
Okay, so in I think it's book 24 of the Odyssey, you have, unless it's Stephen Mitchell's translation, you're going to have this scene where Hermes leads these ghosts essentially who are rattling like bats. They're making sounds like shrieking bats in a cave. He leads them down to basically hell. And you're going to find the souls of the dead. You're going to see Achilles, the suitors. In Stephen Mitchell's new translation, he moves that to the appendix, if I recall, because in the received Greek text, in the Bible, the King James translation, you have the received text. The Odyssey has something similar. Modern scholarship thinks that received text, those things might have been added on later. I'm skeptical of all of that, but he moves it to the appendix. That's probably where the scene with, I'm guessing, Achilles comes in. I don't want to put anybody down. I want the best for this person. If this is Achilles, that's going to break immersion for me very, very hard. The most handsome of Greeks and the greatest Greek warrior. Look, I don't like bashing people who consider themselves trans. I don't like that. These are human beings made in the image of God. But I'm going to tell you what, as a moviegoer, if that's Achilles, it's going to break the immersion. Samuel Coleridge, I think it was, talked about the willing suspension of disbelief. You go to a movie or a play or a piece of literature and you willingly suspend your disbelief. If you break my disbelief, you take me out of it. I'm not trying to be cruel, man, but that's going to happen. I'm just not going to be able to buy it. As the most handsome of Greeks, the greatest Greek warrior. God bless that person. I hope them happiness and joy and a healthy life. No, not Achilles.
Do you see?
My dad is coming home.
No color.
Bringing vengeance.
Vengeance.
Bringing it all.
Batman. Move over, Braveheart. You know, move over the King of the Rohirrim, King Theoden, with his rousing speeches. Move over Achilles on the boat in Troy, sees immortality. Move over Robin Williams, Carpe Diem, seize the day. Let's go. We've got some Gen Z slang in there. No offense to Gen Z, it's not a Homeric epic. I prefer my epics to be epic. Thank you very much. I really want to who are these people? Like, who are they? I don't remember anything about these guys. Like, there's giants in the Odyssey, and they hurl stones and they eat. They eat Odysseus's men, which is pretty cool. I'm not remembering off the top of my head what they're called, the Lycidians, I think. And then if you look at Pliny, Pliny is a historian. He wrote about the natural world, and his natural history is a really huge book from the ancient world. He talks about, hey, so yeah, they lived over there, which is, what do you do with that? And if you look over there, there are actually stone sculptures of these giants, the stone giants. There's stories from around the world of giants, which is, some of it's obviously mythology. Like this, they know this is a story. Some of it's like, no, they live right over there, which is crazy to me. I could talk about that for an hour, but like they don't, in the book, I don't recall them being like this. I'm not an expert, I'm not a classicist, but I don't recall them. Is this steel? Is this, what is this? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these aren't those giants, but I'm guessing that's what they are. Maybe you can tell me in the comments.
I need everyone in this party dead.
I can still save them.
These people are acting their hearts out, and they are trying. I'm worried that they're not the right choice and that the subject matter in
You
it.
cannot control this.
Oh man, if you don't know the story of Odysseus's dog, you see this one snippet of a puppy and then this older dog. That'll break your heart.
That world is gone.
No one could stand between me and home. Not even the gods.
All right, so I have friends who are going to go see this. I'm going to wait until people that I know have read the book and understand the book tell me that it's good before I go see it. You'd think that being a fan of the Iliad, the Odyssey, of mythology, and of Christopher Nolan, that I would be just all over this. I'm worried about it, guys. I just don't care about Hollywood like I used to. I'd rather read the Odyssey or the Iliad or the Bible or philosophy or play with my kids or trim my toenails. But maybe it'll be good. But B, this one particularly just, to me, just doesn't fit. It's like if you're going to tell the story of Wagner's The Ring Cycle from the old Germanic myths or the saga of the Volsungs, but you're going to do it in a High School Musical. It just doesn't, they don't fit. Now, the one thing I would accept and I would go see is a Muppets iteration of the Odyssey. I would absolutely go see Kermit trying to get home to Miss Piggy Penelope. I would go see that 5 times. I don't want to be just another guy on the internet complaining about the breakdown of culture without doing something about it. It's easy to rage bait, it's easy to complain, it's harder to make changes in our own lives, and I want to help you do that. I'm launching a Patreon, but I don't want it to be like normal Patreons. I want to send you physical things in the mail. I'm going to offer exclusive classes on theology, philosophy, culture, and the interconnectedness of those things. The breakdown in one led to the breakdown in others. We're calling this the Devout Society. If you want to be a part of it, check out the Chesterton Guild on the Patreon link in the comments. There will be exclusive collections I'll be adding over this year, beginning with part 1 of a study of Paul's epistle to the Romans from a historical and Catholic point of view, and I'll contrast that with my previous Protestant point of view. I'll send you hand-signed postcards with real art or letters hand-signed by me in your mailbox. You'll get discounts to the Devout Society shop, where I'm working to add affordable, high-quality prints of classic art, reading lists, cool phone cases like this with Albert Durer's classic art, Night, the Death, and the Devil. Just a little reminder of life for me. If you support me, I want to support you. On the Patreon, there's different tiers. If more than 20 people sign up for the Chesterton Guild, we'll do a book drawing for a high quality, very meaningful book sent to your mailbox. If you're ready to do something about the craziness in the world, in defense of sanity, as Chesterton would say, consider supporting him on Patreon.